Hello, civil servant. I'm here to bring you your reading at this time. So, what we're going to do is find out what this is regarding, and then we're going to get God's message for you. So, the what this is regarding part is so that you can figure out if the message is even for you or not, right? So, Most High, what is this regarding for the civil servant or civil servants at this time, please? Interesting. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so we have my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. So, what have you been focusing on, civil servant? Whatever you've been focusing on, that's what you're going to manifest, okay? Let's look at the next card. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. So my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. How much faith do you have in the universe? You know, I'm aware that by doing these readings, based on who I am, that I'm going to make a lot of enemies. But what's new? Okay. I am already well known in the circles with the power on this earth. They already know who I am. So, you know, they know what to expect when it comes to me. I speak the truth, and the truth to them is an offense. For that, I kind of apologize, but only the truth will set us free. So, saying all that to say, these people that you work for, they tend to portray themselves as though they are the ones with the power. And most of the time, it works on most of the people. But is that really the case? We have seen throughout time what one person can do, the change that one person can bring in any area of life. It's risky, it's challenging. You're gonna lose some people, but you're gonna gain the right people if you choose to stand up for what is right. So, my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. That means going against the grain. that means making yourself a target. So the fact that this reading is coming out means that you've been doing some serious contemplation regarding some serious matters, and you're fighting in your conscience about what to do in this. Situation. So what is important to note is every action causes a reaction. And if you've been given the power to make a positive change and you choose not to take the steps necessary to make this positive change, when you look at life in the future and you see the negative results of your refusal to have courage in the universe, to have faith that the universe is on your side, will you be happy within yourself? Will you be able to live with yourself? That is the question. And those around you who know that you have the power to make this change, how will they react to you should you choose not to make this change? Should you choose not to accept this mission that the universe has obviously put in your hands, on your path? So what I'm driving at is there are consequences to every action, no matter which direction you choose to take. Whether you choose to go left or you choose to go right, there are people who are going to be happy with you and people who are going to be unhappy with you. That's the reality. But who is your master? I think that that's the big issue here. Who is your master? Who do you fear the most? Do you fear God and or the universe the most? Or do you fear those who you work for and those who are in charge of them the most? I myself am living proof that having faith in the universe, in God, works. You should check into my backstory. I'm one woman who stands alone in a world where the number of my enemies are too numerous to mention. But I have not let fear overcome me. And to me, if I can do it, anybody can do it. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. One should not be afraid to suffer for what is right, because it is because of people who were not afraid to suffer for what is right that the world is of the quality that it is. today. You're going to make people happy no matter what you choose. You're going to make people sad no matter what you choose. So the question here is, what do you want to choose? It's not about other people and who's going to like you and who's going to hate you. If you're being your true self, the right people will love you. And the rest of the people don't matter. Even if they're your parents, people you've known since childhood. It's a matter of spirit. It's a matter of conscience. It's a matter of self-preservation. It's a matter of self-respect. It's a matter of you are going to be held accountable for your actions, not the people who have opinions of what you should choose to do. What I focus on is what I will manifest. What are you focusing on? That is what you're going to manifest. And with that, we're going to finish this part of the reading and go on to God's message to you about it. Okay? One last thing. Don't be afraid. Just think about all the people who have sacrificed before to make your life as good as it is, to make your country as good as it is. To make the quality of life for those that you love as good as it is. Somebody has to do it. It's a hard task. It's a dirty job, but somebody has got to do. And why would you be put in this position if God didn't think that you're able? You wouldn't be put in this position if God didn't think that you were capable. God made you. God knows what you're capable of. The question is, do you know what you're capable of? Do you know what your God is capable of? There's nothing to fear but God itself. Because you can make the decision to satisfy whoever is in opposition to the universe, to the right. Whoever is in opposition to the right. You can make the decision to satisfy their desires. But the question is, what will happen next? What will your quality of life be after that? What will the quality of life for your family be after that? Now, what I've learned on my journey, being a target, is that God has its own secret society too. So you may not see who is blessing you. You may not know where your next blessing is going to come from, but you can rest assured, according to my experience, that your blessing will always come in due season. With God, you cannot lose. With God, you confuse people because our God is a miracle working God. No matter what the name is that you give to God, no matter what religion you are, there's only one. There's only one creator, and that creator is a miracle working God. hmm It's not about the name, it's about the energy. Even if you don't subscribe to any religion, the fact that you exist is proof that you are entitled to God's blessings. But you have to be in it to win it. Whose umbrella are you under? Are you under the umbrella of umbrellas? Or are you under some second class umbrella? Because if it's not God's umbrella, all other umbrellas are second class. If it's not God's umbrella, then there's no match, there's no competition. I don't care how they portray themselves, I don't care how much fear they can instill in you. God always got something worse. So you can either choose to satisfy those who oppose right, or you can choose to satisfy God and watch God work on your behalf. God and its delegates, God and its staff. See, people forget about the theocracy. Just because we don't talk about it, just because it looks like we're not subscribing to it, I think that's the word. Just because we don't look like we're dedicated to it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. God still reigns. God will forever reign. It's still there. Whether there's a lot of people ascribing to it, it's a damn word ascribe. Just wait. Hold on. No. Yeah. I forgot I had this one here. I don't want to use the wrong word. Let me see. I think it's ascribe. Attribute as to a particular origin. No, it's subscribe. Or take part in, belong to. That's what I'm trying to say. The theocratic government reigns supreme, whether we acknowledge it or not. That's what I'm trying to say. God is king. God is the King of kings. God is the Lord of lords. God is the God of gods. The end. Now, let's see God's message to you about it. What's your message to the civil servant or civil servants, please? Oh Lord. Oh. Sorry. bottom of the deck, we have the Tower. And that's actually a good tower, according to the message that's here. So we have the Queen of Cups. That talks about being loving, considerate, right? The Fool. There's that one who is willing to sacrifice. That one who's willing to take the chance even though they're not really sure what's to come. The Queen of Swords. She speaks direct. She doesn't mince her words. She speaks the truth. No matter how you feel about it. Truth and rights. That's what she stands for. No nonsense. And this is what you get when you're like that. So, as you can see, well, this is the World card. This talks about endings for new beginnings. So, we have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords here. So, when you are delivering truth, deliver it obviously with some consideration. Not so much so that you water down what you have to say, but in a respectable manner. We have the Five of Pentacles that talks about being in lack, cutting out, having less. So, should you choose to speak the truth, it will bring an end to this lack mentality, this lack life. And to be honest with you, I don't really mind the darkness. I don't really mind the challenges that are created because it gives us a reason to live. Okay, if life was just all perfect, then it would be boring. So I don't mind some upheaval. That's me personally. But there comes a stage where it becomes too much. And when it becomes too much, then that incites it escalates the amount of resistance. Let's put it like that. So the question is, how far would people be willing to go to bring balance back to creation? There's nothing wrong with making life a little bit difficult, but there comes a point where too much is just too much. So yeah, so what God has to say to you is when you do what you do it with love, but do it with honesty. Queen of Swords. And it will bring an end to this Five of Pentacles, because things are it's getting way out of hand. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Tower. We have Justice. The Queen of Wands. The Two of Pentacles. Destabilization. Queen of Wands talk about taking action. We have the Seven of Cups. That talks about confusion. The Two of Swords talks about blockage. Not seeing which way to go. Being stuck. So the underlying issue here is that we have a Tower to Justice. Justice has been too destabilized. The equilibrium has been too destabilized. And it's causing this huge blockage to any action. being taken. Eight of Cups towards happiness, peace, prosperity, success. So the equilibrium needs healing. Excuse me. And you, if you know that this message is for you, you have the power to bring about some level of healing. I'm not saying personally, I'm not saying to make it perfect, because if things are perfect, everybody would be lazy, everybody would be fat, life just wouldn't be worth living, because it's like, I have everything, there's nothing to do. So, by all means, God has put the power in your hands to be custodians over the earth. But the equilibrium has been, it's been pushed too far off kilter. God is saying, reel it back in just a tiny bit. Have the courage to do so. Do so with love. Do so with consideration, but do so. Okay? And I would like God to put this in a language that even the layman can understand, because you may not believe what I'm saying about this. Okay? So, Most High, can you clarify this, please, for those that you're speaking to? Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of challenge. You give things people to talk about. You give people things to do, you know what I'm saying? But too much of anything is a bad idea. And like they be saying, you don't want no smoke. Okay, so yeah. So this card wanted to show itself. Build it and they will come. So what I'm getting from this is, don't worry about what people think about you. Even those with the most power, and I've heard all about these nuclear this, and don't worry about that. That's not your concern. Because if somebody wanna act so stupid that they want to try to launch one of them, God has got that covered. If it's meant to happen, it will happen. If it's not meant to happen, it will not happen. Because all it takes is one wire. It's so easy. The path of destruction is 50-50. They might be trying to destroy other people and destroy their own self. Don't test the powers of God. We are nothing. God is everything. This story is going to go how God wants it to go. Not how the secondary powers that be think it will go or would like it to go. Like they always say, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. And God is there like, that's what you think. So build it and they will come. At the bottom of the deck, we have stop working with you know who. The equilibrium is too far gone. We don't need a perfect world. It's just like bacteria. Bacteria entering the body builds antibodies. That only makes the body stronger. So by having an imperfect world to some degree, it makes us stronger. It makes us live. So nobody's expecting perfection, but you gotta do better. Interesting. At the bottom of the deck, I was afraid to show you. It says, don't change your perspective. But it's only because I was thinking negatively. So you must be considering doing the right thing. Let's see what the cards are that come out. So they build it and they will come. That came out. It's not what you say, but how you say it. So there's that Queen of Swords and Queen of Cups energy. So the Queen of Cups is the love. The Queen of Swords is the truth. Untainted. It's not what you say, but how you say it. And if you need to pray before having certain meetings, talking to certain people, then you should pray for God to take over your body and do it right. And then step into the room with faith. Then we have write about what you know about. Because words have power. It don't make no sense you get involved in things that you know nothing about. You can only deal with what you know, or else if you're talking about things that you don't know, you'll be talking a whole lot of nonsense. And being in the position that you're in, being very influential, imagine how many people under you will be corrupted and confused, misled. With great power comes great responsibility. So write about what you know about. And God says, don't change your perspective. You're on the right track. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for better. Be yourself to attract the right people. Be independent. Do it alone. So if nobody is with you, you are enough. There's help that you don't see. You're not alone. In the physical, you may look like you're alone, but you're actually not alone. We are never alone. Because God sits in heaven and reigns in the hearts of all flesh. So God can use anybody that it wants to get the job done. Don't underestimate who could be your helper and who could be your hinderer. Keep an open mind. And if you have to do it alone, do it alone. Step out on faith. So something needs to be changed or tweaked. The vibration and energy need to be controlled. Change or tweak the beat. I made this for music. This is a music deck, but the words fit for many different parts. The beat could actually be just the way that things are going, the rhythm of how life is going right now. Change or tweak the beat. It's time for a change or a tweak in the beat of life. The vibration and the energy need to be controlled. Okay? One time, team up with you know who. You know who. And if you don't know who, ask God to tell you who. God is there waiting for you. Waiting for an invitation. God don't get involved unless it's been invited. That's how good God is. That's how much freedom God gives to all of us. That's why we can do so much shit. But that's because the universal law is already in place. God is not here to control us. This is a gift of life. We get to choose. But there are choices and there are the consequences. God is waiting for an invitation. Then we have stop working with you know who. It's time to tweak the beat of life. It's already been tweaked in a big way anyway. So right now it's about going with the flow. If the earth has shifted, we too have to shift. Things have shifted in a major way. We can't continue to do things exactly the same as it was before. We have to see how the changes that have taken place affect how we're living today and make changes to be in harmony or more in harmony with the way that life is flowing right now. We have changed your look or presentation. What exactly is that talking about? Is that talking about your physical appearance? Have you not been taking care of yourself lately because you're too stressed? Possibly. Too stressed about this thing is causing you conflict. And we have read and understand contracts before signing. Know your value. So stand up for what you believe in. Don't settle for less. And then we have share the events of your own spiritual journey in your work, the rises and the falls. So this talks about self-evaluation. Look back at how life has treated you, how you have treated life, how you and life have gotten on together. The choices that you make and the consequences that you've had to suffer, whether they're good or bad, the rises and the falls. It'll give you a clue about how to proceed. And you can share it with those who need to hear it as well. And if nobody around you want to listen, maybe it's time for you to start a YouTube channel or something. I don't know. We have educate yourself. What do you need to learn? Do that. And this is one of my favorites, swagger. What is your charisma, your personal swagger? Be it subtle or loud, just be swaggerific. So even though you have the world on your shoulders, there's no reason for you not to be swaggerific. You understand? Be light-hearted when it's time to be light-hearted. It helps to balance you. Be your beautiful self, be your charismatic self, be your charming self, whatever your swagger is. What do people know you for? How do you feel in your soul? Yeah, what is your charisma? What's that thing that's attractive and kind of alluring about you? You know, everybody has their own swaggerificness. Be light-hearted. It's not, don't be too hard on yourself, because really and truly you're only a vessel. The battle is the Lord's. We're only the mouthpiece, we're only the hands, we're only the instruments of the Most High in this beautiful story called life. With all its highs and all its lows, we're just instruments. Enjoy the ride. Okay, and watch God work for you. If you've never taken the time to see how God has worked for you, you need to look back at the events of your life and be honest about them. Whether they're good or bad, it's all beautiful. And if you really want to enjoy them, how about you write a little book? Write. Share your story. I mean, you don't want to implicate nobody else in anything, but put it in some kind of form. Use a different name or something, but get the story out there. Get it out there. Movie, whatever. Yeah. So that's that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you the very best. Remember to be light-hearted. Nobody's looking for perfection, but apparently things have been too far off balance for God to not say anything. That's why this message is coming out now, okay? So the choices going forward is yours to make. And remember, God is primary. Everybody else is secret society and organization, whatever, is secondary. Remember, the theocracy reigns supreme. So you guys can pose up all you like. You're not really the one in power. And if you don't do it, just watch and see how God makes things happen anyway. So just remember, in any case, you are loved no matter what you've done. God loves you. It doesn't matter what you've done. So never, ever, 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 ever you think otherwise. We're all children. We're here to learn. We make mistakes before we know better. Forgive yourself. Thank God for life. Thank God for the gift of life. Thank God for your experiences. Thank God for your wisdom. And move on. All right? Enjoy the ride. I ask myself sometimes, what is life? And the conclusion I've come up with is, life is the gift of a human experience. That's all it is. It's just a gift of a human experience. If you are a human. If you are a tree, then it's the gift of a tree experience. If you are an ant, then it's the gift of an ant experience. But life is simply a gift of experience. Yeah? So, chillax. Breathe. And know that you are loved, no matter what you choose. All right? Thank you so much for watching. All the very best going forward. Bye-bye.